Today, I'd like to talk about the prediction season that's coming up. Everyone loves to make predictions, even though no one knows what's going to happen. I certainly am not going to be caught in that fool's errand. I am not going to predict anything. What I would say to you, though, is why don't we look at the landscape that you have to make your predictions in? So, if we go back to the old world, prior to 2019, when we had issues over trade, we would go to the WTO, the World Trade Organization, and you have like quote unquote a trial, everyone present their side, WTO would make a decision, and then everyone would listen to it, including the United States. I don't think we're faced with that same scenario today. And in fact is you have to take a step back and look at what we're proposing the Americans. If you say, look, we're going to put 10% tariffs on a certain item, which we did in the old world with the WTO, then that would be to try to make the trade free and fair, and people would have to argue about it and agree to it, okay? But when you sit there and say, we're going to slap on 25, 50, 60, 100% tariffs, you're not looking for free and fair trade. You're looking to break the trade patterns that are happening today. And we're seeing that around the world, that, China just took two rare metals that we need, okay? One of them is going to cost us $600 billion a year, no small thing that we have to face. Look at all the companies and countries that were putting either banning their exports, or you can't buy, you can't sell, whatever, and then threatening countries around the world with tariffs that would basically ruin the country, all right? So we're entering into a world where we're breaking the globalization that happened for 70, 80 years. So I'm assuming that there will be breakage in this 2025. And so then you say, well, what kind of data points do we look at to see if there's any breakage going on? And, there's four groups, right? There's the military, there's political, social, and there's economic. And there could be multiples of each one, right? You could pass tariffs that are so onerous that it causes a political and a military situation. We don't know this. We're going to find out, all right? But more importantly, if we're breaking the globalization, we're going to be breaking a lot of the treaties, the political treaties that grew up around the economic structure of the world. And so I was talking to someone the other day, and he was wondering what kind of deal Japan was going to cut with the United States. And their premier, wherever he is desperately trying to meet with Trump. Trump's not meeting with him for whatever reason, I don't know, but he definitely wants to meet with them. In my mind, I could see Japan go to China, okay? Japan has a demographic problem. They got good technology, right? And if we go in and hurt them badly and then ruin their economy, why would they cut a deal with us? So we're going to see breakage of not only globalization, economic agreements, we're going to see political agreements also change and go away, all right, because of the way the world is being done. Finally, on this subject, I always say I come up with my different narratives, and then I look for data points that either support or refute or change direction. To me, being right is more important than being right about the narrative, which who cares, right? We're wrong all the time, all right? But look at this thing with Greenland and Panama. Now, in the old world, this is outrageous, okay? But in the new world of control, think about what we're saying here. I mean, the Panama Canal, the reason I think our politicians are paying attention, because they're being told by the military, look at what's going on in the Red Sea with the Suez Canal with the Houthis is serious. We have 5 battle groups there. And we're not like, wiping the Houthis out whatsoever. And we constantly are, I predicted, months ago that we could either have a ship hit or sunk, and I think our military is basically saying the same thing. So we have to be very careful with what's going on. So when we break the global system, we're going to be breaking either a military alliance, a political alliance, an economic alliance, or a social alliance, or all four. And this is going to change everything that's going on, okay? So if we're going to understand, so we can have some kind of idea, some kind of predictive stance, what I would say to you is that I think we have to go back to a base case on countries, 182 countries, and what are the base case? And so people have different base cases. So I put a couple people together. So one, are you food independent? Two, are you energy independent? Three, how are your demographics? Four, what is your technology like? And then five is, can you be attacked easily militarily, okay? And when you take the big countries and start putting this together, you judge each country individually, and then you build it out to a region and see what happens then, okay? So when you look around the world, you say, let's take Germany, are they food independent? The answer is no. Are they energy independent? Obviously not. How's their technology? Not very good. How's their demographics? Absolutely horrific. Can they be attacked? Yes, they can be. They don't really have a lot of good there, all right? Then you take a country like China, right? Are they food independent? No, not even close. Energy? No, not even close. Or how's their technology? I'd say it's pretty good. How's their demographics? Not very good at all. Okay, are they easily attacked? I would say no. So 1.5 out of 5, okay? Then you look at Japan, how's their demographics? Terrible. How's their, are they food sufficient? No, they're not. Are they energy sufficient? No, they're not. How their technology? It's very good, right? Are they easily attacked? No. Again, about 1.5 there. Now, what's interesting is if you look at the past world, the 4 countries that did the best, I would say, were the United States, Germany, China, and Japan. And it seems interesting to me that these countries are struggling pretty hard right now. And I think that's an indication that what was good in the past is not going to be good in the next, 1, to the transition, and then 2, what our world's going to look like afterwards. So we have all these things happening, but 1, understand your countries and what they have and what they don't have, so you can then understand why they may make decisions that seem kind of crazy, right? And don't make sense in the old world, but they make sense in the new world. I mean, is Japan going to stay with us? Or are they going to go with China? I think it's 50-50, to be honest with you, because if we put those tariffs on Japan, why would they stay with us? Right? They've only been allies since the end of World War II when we beat them. So there's a lot going on here. What I would say is, like and follow, and tell me in your comments what you think could happen in the new world. Don't tell me about the old world. Don't tell me about the cultural wars. Tell me what's going to happen in the new world. Thank you again for following, and tell me in the comments.